Hi, this is Preetika Rao, and this is our podcast with Navneet Chitkara ji. Today's topic is going to be very profound. It's about how he lost his brother and how he realized a soul's journey, a soul's karma, and it's a very, very interesting, informative, and profound topic. So stay tuned. Navneet ji, welcome.
Thank you.
And I know this is going to be a little difficult for you to speak about because it is about your brother's death.
Yeah.
But you know, when you were speaking to me about it, I thought we have to make an episode on this one. I want you to tell us what happened with your brother, your journey towards discovering after death, and how, you know, in different ways the soul operates, which is a mystery. So I would love if you can share that with us.
Well, thank you, Preetika ji. Indeed, it is a little difficult for me, but I think I've gathered myself to give this knowledge to this, entire world and to all your followers. Preetika ji, he was my twin brother, first of all, right? And when you are born as a twin, you have that bond and relationship in the womb of your mother. You are so connected. From that small fetus, you grow as a child and you are together. You are around your mother in your childhood together. You eat same food until you develop your tastes. You live in the same roof, you share same family, you share same school. And if you're born as twins, at times you even share same clothing. And it was, a brotherhood of 42 years. And being an astrologer, looking at some of our dashas, I was extremely fearful for a particular period where I calculated, where I thought that I can lose him. I consulted myself with my fellow colleagues, my friends. And when I say consultancy or consulted, this means that you never take any astrological suggestions for free. I even said that, I don't want your karma to be involved in this, so please. And even they were in the same frame of mind that this can happen. I even told my family that there is a Marrakesh which is there and we got to be careful. But there are certain prarabdhas that where we have no control.
True.
And on June 26th last year, we lost him while he was sleeping. He never woke up. Having dinner together a day before and having our sweet dishes together, and 6 in the morning, he did not get up. And we lost him. Which put me in a severe depression. And I knew that since I am a Krishna devotee and I am a Shiva Bhakt, I knew that I'll be able to come out of this, but I have to utilize this depression. And the research started, the quest started. What happened? If this was supposed to happen, why did we take birth together? What is that algorithm that makes you, take birth as twins? I got answers from few of very, very intelligent people. They are the priests and they are the Brahmins and Kriya or the karma, focused people in various Shakti Pithas and Jyotirlingas. And what I eventually understood was that whenever you take birth as twins, you know, it is one single soul. There are never two souls. What happens is that, when you leave your body in the previous birth, you do certain negotiations with the Chitragupta that, look, I want to settle my karma as soon as possible, or I don't want another birth. If your soul is little exalted, if your soul, while leaving the body, is little intelligent to know that we can come out of this, circle, he would negotiate, or that, I would not say he or she, but the soul will negotiate with the Chitragupta. He said, no, I don't want it. But then again, you have your prarabdha, you have your sanchit, you're shown, your balance sheet. And then, there's a suggestion by that soul that if you can divide me into two parts, and probably with two people, we'll have children, we'll have two, I'll have a wife, he'll have a wife, he got children, so we can settle more karma. One single soul.
Yes, I've heard of one soul splitting into two or many, taking births in different bodies to finish off karmas faster.
So we took birth together. It was one single soul. And the prarabdha of that particular part was over.
Acha.
And my next quest was, where is that soul, the part? So I talked to a very good friend of mine, and he said, Navneet, you'll get your answer in Tirupati. You go there.
He was an astrologer.
He's an astrologer.
Okay.
And so I went to Tirupati. After the darshans, early 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, I was alone moving aside, and then there's this priest comes in. A lot of people think that usually priests give you some prashadam and they take some money and something like that. But, so people avoid them, when they're taking prashadam. So he just came and he said, come here. I said, yes, sir. Did you lose your brother? And I was in the state 0. I said, yes. So he said, don't worry, he's inside you.
He's inside you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that the soul has reunited, it's come inside you. And that was the time when I felt him as well.
Okay.
And would you believe that it's been over a year that he's gone? I started developing those tastes and habits that he used to have. Although we were twins, but our tastes were very, very different. And that is what I realized is the soul journey. The soul journey is around our prarabdha, around our karma, right? And if we can understand that karma cycle, we can understand the journey of the soul, we can understand why twins are born, why a soul splits, because your soul is aware. The soul wants to settle maximum karma. And then you split yourself and you're born, you do your prarabdha and you're gone. What happened with this was at least some degree of sorrow is gone as I feel him. See, being twins, I used to, treat his children like Bade Papa, that he's there. But now, when I look at his children, I have exactly the same feeling as I have for my children. Right? So this is what I've understood, that the soul has a journey. It can split. And the only way to understand the soul journey is to go inside To go inside and understand your desires.
Hmm.
To go inside and understand that what brings you here on this earth.
Right.
If you understand what brings you here on this earth, you can understand the soul journey.
Did you try to, like meet people and, like talk to his soul or communicate with his soul, something like that?
Yeah, I tried once. So I met this psychic in Australia, and she connected to that part, that energy.
Okay.
And obviously, my first question was that ask him that, and actually, this was before going to Tirupati. Would you be like to born again? When he's going to come back? And so the soul says that he don't want to come back now.
Okay.
Because I was expecting that he could come back in the form of, my son's son. That's the nearest a new family member that we can expect. But then, the connection is so strong that he wanted to be born again with me from the same mother.
Okay.
And that will take probably another 100 years or maybe more. Right? So that is the connection of your soul. And this is for every single one, listening to this. If you can feel that soul inside, and if you can motivate that soul to wait, to reunite, and that's what soul is trying to motivate you. If you can mutually understand that thing, that is the best thing that can happen.
Which means that don't mourn or grieve. It's just a matter of time and we will connect again.
Absolutely. So you just have to wait. And that wait and that patience will again come from sadhanas and gurus and teachers and knowing yourself, sitting alone together, right? Like with everyone and with no one.
This reminds me of one of my friends who had told me that he had been to an ashram of a guru, and in that guru's ashram, he met this lady who, and I think it was a gathering and she was there with him, and the guru was telling her that you are carrying so much of weight and burden inside you, and it's all because when your father passed away, you were grieving so much and mourning so much that you didn't allow his soul to go to the next realm and move on. So the soul of her father was living in her heart, and that's why her heart was so heavy. And then the guru helped her to release release the soul, her father's soul, from her heart. And then she actually felt light. So also the whole knowledge of, like, the first lesson that my friend taught me, and this was many years back, was that if anybody dies and if you know that anybody's gone, just let them go. Don't hold on. And there are people who try to connect, talk, pray, all of these things. My friend told me never do. So I think it's a very beautiful lesson that we have learned. But I also, astrologically, I'm very curious to know that you both were twins. How come his Marak Dasha was on, he passed away, and how come it didn't happen with you?
You see, this is the difference between being an elder brother and the younger brother.
Okay.
Right. So there are two different houses for younger siblings and the elder siblings.
Yes, 3rd and 11th.
The 3rd and the 11th. So the combinations in my 3rd house was very, very different. And we had no planets in the 11th house actually. And there was nothing happening between the 11th house at the time of the death. It was happening between the 3rd house and the 4th house. So for me, the 3rd house is 12th from my 4th, and I could sense it. And from my moon, it was the 8th house, based on the Ashtam to Ashtam theory. So it was very heavy on him as compared to it's being heavy on me, right? So even if you are twin, we have exactly same chart. The The lagna did not change in those 2 minutes.
Hmm.
And then there was more research that we did, especially with our D60 and other Varga charts, where we see certain misfortunes, even the D4, right? So then we could make out, we could, conclude, and we could reach to a point where it was happening in my chart for my brother, and it was happening in his chart for himself.
Okay.
And on top of it, there are charts of his children and his wife they did not support. There was widowhood in his wife's chart as well. So you know what? When a death is caused in a horoscope, it's not just your chart.
Right.
It's the chart of your wife, it's a chart of your son, it's a chart of your daughter, and all these charts will make similar yogas.
Right.
Otherwise, it can be death-like situations only, not death, right?
Right.
All the charts have to support that thing, that event to happen.
Right.
Then you will go. Otherwise, you won't.
It's a group prarabdha and a group karma.
Yes. The prarabdha with the wife was over. The prarabdha with the children was over. It was over with the brother, with the mother, with the friends.
Right.
And then you go. The prarabdha with the sharira was over. The body was over. So if you die at the age of 40 with a cardiac arrest or something, the preparation starts at the age of 20. That you meet someone who will have only 20 years of relationship with you, the time spent with you. You'll have a child in your life who would only have 16 years of relationship with you. You will eat everything and anything that could lead to distress and problems in your health. Everything will begin 20, 25, 30 years ago. So that particular event can manifest. And then that event would manifest because of a transit. And that transit will be allowed by the Mahadasha. So Mahadasha is right on the top. So the Mahadasha will allow the event. The Mahadasha prepared a native for that event to happen. That's how the death works.
That's again a very profound knowledge that we have. Our understanding of how karma and astrology are so connected, and how astrologers who can actually see, when the Marak period has started in your horoscope, they exactly know that, okay, you have only, so much time left. I also remember one of my astrologer friends telling me that his client came to him and said that, oh, I have these plans of starting a business and all of that, and then tell me when I can start my next project and next venture. And that's when this astrologer told him that you just have 6 years more. Why don't you just spend that time with your family and enjoy? Why do you want to just burn out yourself into a next new venture? And that's exactly what he did. He thanked him and he said, okay, I'm glad you told me this. Now I know how to streamline my next few years. So anyway, just beautiful lessons here. Also, I would like to say that if you have lost somebody, you should get into the spiritual vision of the entire, the event that has manifested, and don't take it very strongly and personally, and start communicating with your souls and all of that. You need spiritual guidance to come out of this, this grief. And if you are not able to handle with a situation like that, like death in the family, please counsel and consult an astrologer, especially an astrologer who knows these combinations and who can help you, like a beautiful counseling. On that note, thank you so much for this beautiful episode. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.